Hello everybody, welcome back to Deciphering My Experience. My name is Eric Hecker and we are in Las Vegas at the Golden Nugget. Brad Olsen and I were here for the 5D event, and I just wanted to chat with Brad about what did you think of the event this weekend, because myself personally, I adored it. It's my first time coming out to one.
Yeah, welcome to our conference scene. I am here on the West Coast, so this is where most of the conferences of this nature take place, so it's easy for me to just hop in my car and drive out. This is my 4th or 5th conference of the year, and second one with the 5D events here in Las Vegas. It was a good, well-rounded amount of material and speakers, ranging from UFOs to Secret Space Program to you and I presenting on Antarctica, and a lot of women did their goddess type thing and ascension panel type material, so there was something for everyone.
Absolutely. I enjoyed the roundtables a lot, and you were hosting one of those. That was a lot of fun, and I think there was a lot of connections that were made. I was very happy with the presentations and the information that was distributed. I thought that was great, but I think more so this event was I think a lot of folks just getting together. It seemed that, as much as the presenters were here and there were people that were public, it seemed like the event was crawling with super soldiery folks that weren't really public, but certainly had a lot of stories that were being shared behind the scenes and in the hallways. And that to me, I think, was the real benefit of this event, was the networking.
Absolutely. It always is with these conferences. It's new speakers that you meet, old friends that you see again, and a whole new crop of people that come to hear the talks. One thing that the producer, David Farman, is really good at is bringing in super soldiers. I did moderate the panel that you were on, and there were 2 new ones that I had never met before, Anthony and Joseph. So it was good to make those new connections. And a lot of times these are the very first events that some of these speakers will come out publicly. So it can be a real eye-opening experience to hear them with their very first public testimony about what they were involved with in some of these programs.
Yeah, it's very interesting to me to see how the, like I have the Deciphering My Experience, how other people decipher their experiences. How they get their first foot planted, so to say, on the steps up, and they're, plugging away to do it. I can see that. It would be nice, I think, for all of us to do more roundtables, I think, even afterwards. If there was a way that, we could pull it off outside of these events, I think it would be a lot of fun to have this level of dialogue that was shared here.
Yeah. Well, that's true, and that is the intangible connections that are made at these, that a lot of us, as we just did with your maps in Antarctica, share our research. Those who are interested in certain fields will then connect later on, and if I ever have a question on Pole, I know who to go to.
Fair enough. Was there anything at this event, any connections that were made for you that jumped out or anything like that?
Well, those 2 new super soldiers on the first day when we were doing that panel, I thought that was pretty special, especially Joseph. You could tell he was kind of nervous. You could tell that when he was presenting his material, he was being careful with his words, and Penny Bradley was there to sort of watch over him to make sure he didn't slip into a role, which was interesting because when we were having dinner, and I think you were at our table that night, she kept saying things to him that were almost code word like, that he was slipping into another, they call them alters, alternative personalities, and Penny would say, come out, because he would kind of be daydreaming off, and you could see it physically. He was altering his personality, and then Penny would say that and he would snap back and be present. So to me, that adds an air of authenticity to their testimony and makes it even more authentic, because when you're not on camera or in front of an audience and they're still behaving this way and walking the walk and talking the talk, it just, to me, seems very believable.
I can follow that. Yeah. It provides an aspect of genuine reality. It's perceivable. I can follow that. Yep. That's a good note. I think on my end, it was a comforting feeling. It was a feeling about this event that I thought was the best thing that I got out of it, because I don't think I get to interact with folks, outside of the digital world, which is, obviously unreal, unfun, inhumane. But to actually be around these people that I have in a semblance of history with, so to say, it was comforting. It felt awesome. It's like, people say it's good to be around peers.
Right.
It is. People need to get out of their houses and take their masks off and be friends again. This is what you get for it. So to me, it was just the camaraderie of the event, I think, was amazing.
Yeah.
As far as, I guess, maybe learning some stuff, the stuff Tony was talking about, I think his story got a bit more detailed. I mean, granted, I'm familiar with Tony and his history and stuff and the things that he presents, but there's definitely more details in there this time that he discussed, which I was like catching,
And I'm bunkmates with Tony Rodriguez. David Farman said, "Oh, I'm going to have to put you in a room with another speaker. How does Tony Rodriguez sound?" I said, "Yeah, great." A couple conferences ago, about 3 or 4 years ago, I was in LA for a 5D event, and same thing, David said, "Oh, I'm going to have to put you with another speaker. I'm putting you in with Jordan Maxwell, who's quite famous." And so with these opportunities to talk off camera and really get to know the person and Q&A with them, you really get to know their story. As you said, all the details start coming together. And Tony Rodriguez, I think, is among the most articulate and credible people who is speaking out about the programs he was in. Not as a soldier. He was recruited into the programs to be more cargo, offloading, manual labor type of support, not necessarily in any kind of warfare situation. So it's really interesting when you put it all together. You see that the people who were involved in the programs had many different specialties and uses. And in the case of Tony Rodriguez, I don't think he ever picked up a gun or even had to do any kind of fighting.
I've also enjoyed chatting with him a lot here.
Yeah.
Shared a few meals with him and some, behind the scenes chats. Tony's extremely genuine. He's a down to earth guy. Of all of the people that I think that I've met in the circles, I find that I believe he's the one that's trying the hardest to help the group.
Yeah.
It seems very real that he has this goal to help everybody.
Yeah.
And go to Tony's Patreon and take his course because he's trying to help people.
Yeah.
And I like that about him. He seems to be of such good intention.
Yeah.
And it seems, he can find the good in everybody. Some of these things are challenging. Some of these people's positions cause grief to other people's positions, and there's, some sort of clicky things sometimes. But Tony seems to walk everywhere,
talk
to every group, no problems,
Yeah.
everything's good, let's figure this all out. And I like that about him. He's kind of like a peacemaker.
Yeah, he's a very likable guy too,
Yes.
and tries to find the common denominator with everybody and meet the common ground there, and however they're reacting. But one thing he doesn't like is to be dishonored, and we had I guess we should say unnamed person on our panel who was saying that he didn't believe the testimony of the super soldiers, of the people in the panel. And at one point, Tony says, "I was about to get up and walk away because I don't like to be disrespected," and I don't blame him. And I tried to tell this one person who happened to be sitting next to me to just tone it down. You don't have to be so vocal about everything. We're being filmed and in front of a live audience here, and these people are telling their story. And just, why don't you accept it for what it is? You may not believe it, you may not accept it, but they need their opportunity to present it to the audience the same way you get your time to present your side of what you're talking about.
Yeah, I guess especially in that format.
Yeah.
I mean, reciprocity is fair play.
As the moderator, I have to read people a little bit.
Next time I need to bring it back.
So, some of those have gotten pretty raucous, and there was a big shouting match. Fortunately, I wasn't on that panel nor the moderator, but it got pretty nasty.
Oh, wowzers. presenters.
I think they even had to stop it early and just separate these two. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, so it can get kind of contentious over the material being presented.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. All
Yeah.
the more reason for everybody to get a ticket and come to the show.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to see.
That's true.
Awesome. Well, Brad, thank you very much for the
Yeah.
recap of the weekend. It was really nice meeting you,
Yeah, you
and
too.
chatting, and I look forward to the next time that we can do this. Everybody, thanks for coming. Follow Brad's work, follow my work on deciphering.tv, and we'll talk to you next time. Have a great day.